This video is brought to you by 3, bringing you 4G at no extra cost.
Hey guys, welcome to BTech. It is Basil here with the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact and an HTC One Mini 2, two smaller versions of flagships, but the One Mini 2 has a tapered spec sheet by contrast to the Z3 Compact's extremely capable spec sheet. How do they compare? Well, that's what this video is all about, and we're going to kick off by talking about the design. Putting the Xperia Z3 Compact down for a second, you can see stereo speakers up top and bottom. 4.5-inch 720p display. The right-hand side, you've got microSD expandability and a volume rocker. Aluminium frame feels very, very premium despite the tapered spec sheet. Micro USB at the base. Left-hand side, no buttons, but you do have a port for a micro SIM slot or a nano SIM slot even. Up at the top, power button and 3.5mm jack. There's rubberized banding around the side, but it still manages to be very cohesive. Feels significantly more premium than the spec sheet and price would suggest. Around the back, you can also see brushed metal body, 13 megapixel rear facing camera and flash NFC contact point along the strip and an HTC insignia. 5 megapixel front facing camera, it is worth noting, should take phenomenal wide angle selfies. Closing that up, we can pull the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact into frame, and you've also got front facing camera, stereo speakers, but a significantly shorter body. So provided this makes a similar quality sound, well done Sony. Less bezeling as well, 4.6-inch display, 720p same resolution, but it is slightly larger. The base of the device lanyard connector. On the right hand side, power button, volume rocker and 2-stage camera button. Left hand side, you've got some flaps because this thing is waterproof. Open it up, and on the bottom flap is a micro SIM slot. On the top flap is where you can find a micro USB connector and a micro SD card slot. You've also got this quirky Sony dock, and that is for magnetic wireless charging or magnetic charging, so it connects chargers without having to unflap flaps. You've also got a 3.5mm headphone jack, and flipping them around, 20.7 megapixel rear facing camera capable of shooting 4K video, it's worth noting, as well as a flash NFC contact point, Sony insignia, and it's available in a range of colors too. Putting the HTC One Mini 2 back into frame, and we can put both side by side so you can gauge the thicknesses of both. Two really, really good looking, premium feeling devices. The HTC One Mini 2 does a very good job with its ergonomic curved backing of sitting really comfortably in the hand, and the rubberized sides provide a decent amount of grip. There's more grip though from the rubberized sides of the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact. It feels much, much better than its predecessor, and we'd imagine should take being dropped significantly better too than those all metal sides. As far as what's inside goes, you've got Android on both. Two different takes on Android. You've got Sense 6.0 on the One Mini 2. That means you've got a variable number of home screens, Blink Feed, which is a social aggregator on the left-hand side and can also pull in news information, pull down notifications tray, 2 fingers will pull down your quick toggles, and you've got your applications tray as well. This is a vertically scrolling list by contrast to the horizontally scrolling list in stock Android. Putting that to one side, and you can see the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact has a variable number of home screens as well. Applications tray is horizontally scrolling, and you can organize your applications tray with a menu to the left hand side, and we can pull down the notifications tray, pull down the notifications tray to reveal quick settings and our notifications. All in all, relatively similar. The Sony experience does feel a little bit lighter, although the HTC experience is very cohesive with the long form factor of the body. The typeface, everything's nice and long, horizontally scrolling on the Sony feels very, very cohesive with the body of that, so they work for what they do. If we're to say our honest opinion, we kind of prefer HTC's refinements to Android, but Sony's feels a little bit lighter. What's inside? Well, this is where the real differentiator lies. You've got Qualcomm processors in both. A Qualcomm Snapdragon processor with 1 gig of RAM in the HTC One Mini 2, a Qualcomm Snapdragon, rather than 400, 801 processor with 2 gig of RAM, and it's clocked at 2.5 gigahertz, so it's an absolute powerhouse. With only 720p screen to power along, it's going to do a very, very good job when it comes to gaming and everything. What you can also expect is very cool. First for a mobile, and that's PlayStation 4 streaming. Even though it's not the biggest screen, it should still make for a very nice addition for anybody who has a PlayStation 4. As far as other connectivity goes, you're probably going to have faster internet as well. Cat4 LTE we'd expect, and various things like that. Bluetooth 4.0 on both, Wi-Fi Direct, etc. Generally though, 2 premium devices in smaller form factors, one for a power user, one who just wants a smartphone that's a little bit smaller. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, make sure you click that like button. If you like BTech in general, click subscribe where you'll get more of the same types of videos. Thanks for watching.